I'm a little nervous because I'm on a street bike. Well, we ended up on the Black Diamond. This is a lot steeper when you got a 300-pound street bike. Okay, sign says slow. I'm actually gonna take that serious. Fall off. I'm in the midst of driving down to SeaTac to pick up my wife and my daughter. They're flying right now. I've got about half an hour to spare, so I pulled over here at Oak Ridge, Oregon, Huckleberry Flats OHV, and try out the DRZ in the Pacific Northwest for the first time. Let's do it. This is what it looks like to frantically get your stuff ready to rock. This is also the time when most things do go wrong, so gotta pay a little attention. All right, let's see how terrible these street tires are in the actual wet.
I just bought this bike for not a whole lot of money while I was in Arizona. You see, we only had the van to get our whole family around, and I was doing a lot of mountain bike rides and needed a way to get to the trails. Built a bike rack for this thing. Stay tuned for more videos about that. And sure enough, I ended up having more fun on this little street bike than I ever thought I
would. A lot more traction than I expected.
I actually wasn't gonna buy this bike. It was just too rough. But when I saw it had a brand new set of Dunlop D606 street tires on it, I figured, hey, that right there is worth 200 bucks. Let's just give it a shot. After a quick warm-up, I figured, hey, I don't want to thrash it, let's try some single track. These flat and relatively quick, easy green rated trails are kind of the hardest stuff for this bike. You see, it doesn't corner very well. I try and wait up on the tank and the front wheel just slips out very quickly. If I try to wait back of the saddle and steer with the throttle, rear wheel steer, it still doesn't handle very well. So I don't know how to take corners, and the speed of these corners just kind of means I'm sketchy in general.
Yeah, I'll go slow on the dimensional lumber. That's not a hard request to fulfill. Maybe we look for a blue trail. So let's go straight and then hang a left, and then it turns into a blue trail. My britches too muddy, so I'm giving this a lot of concentration because it's so slippery. It's really muddy, but it's also, I'm riding a new motorcycle to me. Whoa, that's a big tree. That's super heavy, doesn't handle very well, doesn't have an ease of cornering that I usually enjoy with motorcycles. And when it starts sliding, it's somewhat unpredictable. And that's really been surprising me. Elevation.
As terrible as this motorcycle is, it's just good enough that you actually want to try riding it off-road and on trails. And you know what? I had a very good time.
So I got some interesting feedback on my Instagram that I am abusing and trashing this poor motorcycle. I feel like this motorcycle was designed as a dirt bike and then adapted to street use. And I say that because most of the components are somewhat burly. The wheels, plenty strong. The fork, what is it, 46, 47 millimeter? Sure, it's a conventional, but that's what Suzuki used on their supercross and motocross teams into the late 90s. And I know that there were better options at the time, but it's not some little 37 millimeter fork like a Honda 230L. I also find it hilarious people say the WR250R is better off-road. I rode one up one hill climb once, and man, I don't know. The complete lack of power just meant I could barely get the thing to move its own weight. Wah! That's a muddy mess. All right, let's consult trail forks. I really wish there was a trail forks for moto. So there's a blue trail up here. It'll be my first attempt at a blue trail on this bike ever. I think we'll just play it mellow. Normally I'm not one for blue trails. I'm just like straight to the red double black. V. Why does that look so tempting? 109. Dogs downhill. All right, here's our little. Hey, just me. Diamonds. A lot easier to just ride it now. I can bail down that little cutout if I need to. Will I have the wherewithal to bail if it's too gnarly? Probably not.
Don't worry, for both of our enjoyment, I tend to do lots of silly stuff.
Sightings. Holy cow. Got a little bit of arm pump.
Right around here, I'm beginning to realize that while this little DRZ doesn't really have anything in regards to horsepower, it does have a few ounces of torque to it. So the trick to make it up to this steep, loose, slippery stuff is not really to do anything, but just to hold on and let it lug its way on up the hill. Heck, maybe this bike has a stage 1 camshaft in it like I'm hoping it does.
This is a lot steeper when you got a 300-pound street bike. Desert anymore. Let's see how much further we gotta go to get down this whole hill. Well, we're almost at the end / top of this trail, so let's just keep going. All right, hopefully we can get down this Black Diamond snow-covered slick festival. I was gonna say slop fest, but this is very different than the sand and rocks and ridge crest, so I'm gonna just take it easy. I'm gonna put the grip warmers back on. Going about the same speed I went on my van over the pass. There's so much ice. I only saw about 3 or 4 cars in the ditch today. A lot better than on the drive out to Arizona. Less sloppy over in the snow. Whoa, and more slidey. Okay, sign says slow. I'm actually gonna take that serious. Come on, bike! If only I could put my feet on the ground, I could touch so I don't fall over like that and bend my lever. I feel like I borrowed my big brother's motorcycle. That's frustrating. This has been the hardest bike to ride in the slow, tight tech, and that's just because of the height mixed with the weight. My XR was high enough I could barely get on it, but the seat was actually a lot lower to the ground. That was just all around much more of a dirt bike. You know what's funny is even though that's a 650, it was, if anything, just as easy to throw around as this 400. Let's check the map. We are gonna look for 109 and take that back to the van. Not very good at moto wheelies. This is called Doug's Downhill, Black Diamond. I'm a little nervous because I'm on a street bike. When in Rome, gotta get back to the van somehow.
I had to cut this footage of the downhill pretty short because the GoPro is unfortunately angled the wrong way. So the only time on a dirt bike I ever am able to actually go somewhat quick, it's on downhills. That's because I got a mountain biking background.
Now this is more of a single track.
I wish I could show you cool downhill footage, but that's okay.
Getting a little bit loose.
Just assume I'm going not very fast and I'm having a lot of fun.
So I need to relax and not ride tense, but I can't relax so much to start taking chances and going fast. I hear missing, bouncing, tinkling parts. Anything fall off? Still have a kickstand? Yeah. .107, turn right. Secret single track maybe? Looks like secret single track. No, let's not jump that. I should double that. Not today, I'm taking it mellow.
So that's a wrap for my first actual OHV park experience on the DRZ400. It's pretty fun. It's not fast, but it's quick enough. It's not light, but it's light enough. It's not really great at anything on the OHV park, but it's a heck of a lot better than no motorcycle, and I am undecided if I will return to the OHV parks on it, but rest assured, in about 6 months' time, you too could be the owner of a blue and black DRZ400. Just pay attention to the local Craigslist listings. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Hit that subscribe button below. Let me know in the comments, do you own a DRZ? Did this video convince you to own or never own a DRZ? Let me know. I can't wait to see what y'all have in store. All right, guys, peace out.